Hello, everybody. So today we're going to go over the Chapter 8 review. We're on page 359 of the third grade textbook. Here we go. Number 1. Each shape is divided into equal parts. Select the shapes that show thirds. Select the shapes that show thirds. Mark all that apply. So remember, when we talk about thirds, that means there has to be 3 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's not thirds. 1, 2, 3. This one is. C, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is not thirds. D has 3. 1, 2, 3. So B and D are both thirds. All right, number 2. What fraction names the shaded part of the shape? Okay, so we know it's going to be a fraction, right? Because it's not all, well, it's broken into equal parts. How many equal parts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 equal parts. And how many are shaded? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6/8. Number 3. Omar shaded a model to show the part of the lawn that he finished mowing. What fraction names the shaded part? Explain how you know how to write the fraction. So how many parts are there in this? How many equal parts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 equal parts. And how many parts are shaded? 1. 1/8. What fraction names the shaded part? 1/8. Explain how you know to write the fraction. The denominator is 8 because there are 8 equal parts in the whole. The numerator is 1 because only one equal part is shaded. So let's look at that. So how do we know it's 1/8? Well, the denominator, the bottom number, tells me is 8 because there are 8 equal parts in the whole. The numerator is 1 because there was only one equal part that was shaded. So 1/8. All right, 360. What fraction names point A on the number line? Okay, so a couple things that I would look at as I'm going over this. I see that from 0 to 1 on this number line is broken into 6 equal sections, or 6 equal parts. Each part is 1/6. How do we know that? Because, well, one, there's 6 equal parts. And if each part is equal, they have to be worth 1/6. So when I'm at 0, I'm at 0/6. After 0/6, I would go to 1/6. And now I would just keep increasing by 1. So 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6. And it wants to know point A. Well, point A is at 1/6. All right, number 5. James folded this piece of paper into equal parts. Circle the word that makes the sentence true. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 equal pieces. So the paper is folded into sixths? No. There's more than 6 pieces. Eighths? Yeah. And there's more than 4. So, all right, so the paper is folded into eighths. Number 6, Caleb took 18 photos at the zoo. 1/6 of his photos are of giraffes. How many of Caleb's photos are giraffes? All right, so we want to know what 1/6 of 18 is. The 6 in the 1/6 tells me there's going to be 6 equal groups of giraffes photos. I'm sorry, of just total photos. 1/6 of those will be of giraffes. So now we're just going to share equally until we get to 18. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, and 1/6 of the photos are of giraffes. So we have 6 equal groups of 3. One of those 6 groups is giraffes. So 3. 3 photos are of giraffes. Number 7, 3 teachers share 2 packs of paper equally. Okay, well, let's take this piece of paper and split it into 3 parts. Okay, so if I was one of the 3 teachers, I would get 1/3 of this pack, and I would also get 1/3 of this pack. So how many do I have altogether? I have 2/3. So let's see. Do they get 3 halves? No. That would be more than 1 whole. 2/3? Yes, definitely. 3/6? No. Because even if you said that there were 6 total pieces, they'd only get 2 of those 6. Would they get half of the pack? No. Would they get 1/3 of the pack? No. All right, number 8. Lily shaded this design. All right, so I see 3 parts shaded out of 6 total pieces. All right, select one number from each column to show the part of the design that Lily shaded. So she shaded 3 parts. That's the numerator. That's how many parts are shaded. The denominator is how many equal parts there were. So there were 6 equal parts. Okay. Marcus baked a loaf of banana bread for a party. He cut the loaf into equal-sized pieces. At the end of the party, there were 6 pieces left. Explain how you can find the number of pieces in the whole loaf if Marcus told you that 1/3 of the loaf was left. Okay, so 1/3 of the loaf is left, and there were 6 pieces left. So Marcus is telling us that 1/3 is equal to 6. Use a drawing to show your work. Okay, so the denominator tells me that we're going to have 3 equal parts. So I'm going to put 3 circles, and one of the 3 groups is 6. Okay, so if these are all equal groups, if this is 6, then the rest are also 6. Okay, so how many pieces were in the whole loaf? 18 pieces. 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 6 more is 18. So how did we get that? So denominator in 1/3 tells that there were 3 equal parts. The 6 pieces left was 1/3 of the total. So I put 6 counters in one circle. Then put 6 counters in each of the other circles. Six plus 6 plus 6 equals 18. So 18 pieces. So the denominator in 1/3 tells that there were 3 equal parts. The 6 pieces left was 1/3 of the total. So I put 6 counters in one circle and then put 6 in the other circles. And that gave me a total of 18. 362. The model shows one whole. What fraction of the model is not shaded? Well, technically, even if you gave the answer for shaded, it would be the same one this time. So there are 4 equal parts, right? And each part is 1/4. Well, the white area is not shaded, right? So how many parts are not shaded? 1 1/4, 2 1/4. So 2/4. Or we could say 1/2. Okay, half of that square is not shaded. Number 11. Together, Amy and Thea make up 1/4 of the midfielders on the soccer team. How many midfielders are on the team? All right, so Amy and Thea makes up 1/4. So we can say 1/4 equals 2 players, right? Okay, so we know there's going to be 4 equal groups. That's what the denominator tells me. And Amy and Thea make up 1/4 of the group. So if they're 1/4 of the group, the rest are also equal to them. So put 2 in each group. And so how many do we have? We have 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 midfielders. All right, number 12. 6 friends share 4 apples equally. How much apple does each friend get? All right, so I think this is what I would do on this one. I would go ahead and split the apples in half. Okay. And then the last one, I would split into 6 equal pieces. And so if I was one of the friends, I would get half plus 1/6. So let's do it a different way. So it's all one unit. Okay. So we have our four apples, and let's split each apple into 6. This will probably be easier for you to see. So each friend will get 1/6 of each apple. Okay, so 1/6, 1/6, 1/6, 1/6. How many did they get total? 4/6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I would stick to that being my work for this one. Okay. All right, 13. Each shape is one home. All right. For 13A through 13E, choose yes or no to show whether the number names the parts that are shaded. All right, so we know that each of the circles is 1/2. Okay, and we know there are 4 holes. So 4, yes. 8. No, there are 8 parts, but there's not 8 holes. So no. 8 halves. Well, let's see. They are in each circle is broken into 2 parts. 1/2, 2 halves, 3 halves, 4 halves, 5 halves, 6 halves, 7 halves, 8 halves. 8 halves, so that's true. 8/4. No, they're not broken into fourths. They're broken in halves. 2/8. No, that's not right. Each circle is not broken into 8 pieces. So 13D is no, and 13E is no. All right, 14. Alex has 3 baseballs. He brings 2 baseballs to school. What fraction of his baseballs does Alex bring to school? Okay, so he has 3 total, and he brought 2. The denominator tells you how many you have in the set. He has 3. He brought 2 out of those 3. So that's the fraction he brought. He brought 2/3. 15. Janine and Nicole each made fruit salad for a school event. Janine used 16 pieces of fruit to make her salad. If one fruit of the fruits were peaches, how many peaches did she use? How many peaches did she use? She used 16 total pieces, and 1/4 of those. No, sorry. We need to find 1/4 of 16. That's what we're required to find. So let's put out 16 pieces of fruit. Okay, and the denominator told me there was going to be 4 rows. Okay, so I'm going to keep adding to those rows until I get to 16. So this is 1/4, this is 1/4, this is 1/4, and that's 1/4. Circle 1 row. So 1/4 of 16 is 4. Again, so there were going to be 4 equal parts, and I just kept adding to the parts until I got to 16. All right, part B. Nicole used 24 pieces of fruit. 1/6 of them were peaches. How many peaches in all did Janine and Nicole use to make their fruit salads? Okay, so let's find out Nicole. So the 1/6 of 24. So we know there's going to be 6 rows. Okay, that's what the denominator tells me. I'm going to keep adding to those rows until I get to 24. 6, 12. 6 and 6 is 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. All right. And each row is 1/6 of the total. So we're going to circle 1/6 of the group. So she used 4 peaches as well. So together they used 8 peaches. Janine used 4, and Nicole used 4. 1/4 of 16 is 4, and 1/6 of 24 is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. So Janine used 4, Nicole used 4. We know that because 1/4 of 16 was 4, part A. Part B, 1/6 of 24 was 4. So 4 plus 4 is 8. All right, 16. There are 8 rows of chairs in the auditorium. 3 of the rows are empty. What fraction of the rows are empty? Well, okay, so 8 rows of chairs. 3 are empty. So there's 8 equal parts. Each row is equal. 3 of those 8 are empty. So 3/8. And 17. Tara ran 3 laps around her neighborhood for a total of 1 mile yesterday. Today she wants to run 2/3 of a mile. How many laps will she need to run around her neighborhood? All right, so again, we see that in a mile here on this number line is broken into 3 equal parts, 1/3 of a mile. So this first one is 1/3 of a mile, then 2/3 of a mile, then 3/3. So if she ran 3 laps to equal a mile, that means this is 1 lap, 2 laps, 3 laps. And that's why it's broken into thirds. So if she wants to run 2/3 of a mile, she has to run 2 laps. 18. Gary painted some shapes. All right. Select one number from each column to show a fraction greater than 1 that names the parts Gary painted. So the numerator is how many total pieces are shaded. Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 plus 8 plus 8, or 8 times 3. That's 24. How many parts is each circle broken into? 8. So that's the denominator. So 24/8 would be our fraction. And that's greater than 1 because the numerator is bigger than the denominator. And that equals 3. Okay. All right, 19. Angelo rode his bike around a bike trail that was 1/4 of a mile long. He rode his bike around the trail 8 times. Angelo says he rode a total of 8/4 miles. Teresa says he's wrong and that he actually rode 2 miles. Who is correct? Use words and drawings to explain how you know. Okay. So let's start at 0. And we know it's broken into 1/4 pieces. Okay. So Angelo rode around a 1/4 mile long trail. He did it 8 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4/4, which is 1. Okay, so each part is each section or 4 sections in the 1 mile. Okay, so he kept going. Now he's at 5/4, and he rode a 6th time around. That's 6/4. He went around a 7th time, and he finished at 8/4. But there's another 1, 2, 3, 4 sections, so he's at 2. So they're both right. time around, trail is 1/4 of a mile. So 8 times around would be 8/4. 8/4 is at the same location as 2. So what did we do? Well, we said that every whole number, 0 to 1, had 4 sections. Each time he went around was 1/4. So he went around once, twice, 3, 4 times. When he went around 4 times, that was 1 mile. But he didn't just stop at 4 times around, he kept going. So 5, 6, 7, 8. And that was another set of 4/4. So he went around 2 miles. All right. So that's it for the Chapter 8 review. Keep practicing, and good luck on your test.